Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Bruce Frisco. It is Friday, the 5th of December. This is CTV News. Tonight, a December chill. The deep freeze continues to grip our east coast. An unsettling increase. The homeless numbers creeping up in St. John. And cutting edge, the Halifax engraver who's headed to the Golden Globes.
Live from our Maritimes News Center, this is CTV News. Here is Bruce Frisco.
Good evening. The calendar says it's not even winter yet, but it certainly felt like it in many parts of the region today. Some schools were closed. Others simply had to deal with this early cold snap as best they could. Here's CTV's Ryan McDonald.
It's only early in December, but in Sydney and surrounding communities today, it felt more like the dead of winter.
Well, it's cold, and is it cold enough? It depends on how many layers you have on.
Well, it's quite a cold snap we have right now. It's I think it's -7 or -12.
Add in high wind gusts, and it felt more like -20, making it a difficult day to be working outdoors. In Halifax Harbour, visible sea smoke was just one indicator of how frigid things felt. In Sydney, fresh snow combined with that unseasonable cold made travel a bit treacherous. Part of the Esplanade was blocked off around noon after some telephone wires were taken down.
The salt is not working. The streets are slippery, slush-covered, and icy.
And of course, with the wind chills that are coming up, it's whipping up the sea states, and it's certainly not a very nice day to be traveling out on the open water.
As a result, both the Newfoundland and PEI ferry crossings were canceled for the day.
It's been a challenging week in total. We've had multiple storm systems move through, which have had an impact on our schedule. And unfortunately, once we get through today, we're expecting another system to move in early next week.
Pretty much everyone I ran into today seems to agree that this level of cold does seem awfully early for this time of year. Classes were canceled at all schools in the Cape Breton Victoria and Strait regional centres for education. Students in the former also had no school on Wednesday or Thursday, meaning a 5-day weekend. Back on the streets of Sydney, some were taking today's cold conditions in stride.
We're Cape Bretoners. Cape Bretoners are used to this.
If you bundle up, turn your back to the wind, have a buffer, it helps. Canadian, we call this winter.
And it's only just beginning. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Sydney.
Statement of claim filed today against Nova Scotia Power. Now, if it proceeds, it will be the beginning of a class action lawsuit against the utility following a data breach and subsequent customer overbilling. McGilvery Law filing the paperwork with the Supreme Court of Nova Scotia earlier today. Nova Scotia Power has said it first found issues in its system on April 25th. The company later learned an unauthorized party had gained access to parts of its network, including the personal and financial information of about 280,000 customers. A sizable number have already signed on to the legal action.
We have over 3,000 people at this point who have signed on with us, but we were in an investigative stage until today, so we're filing the action and starting it today.
Nova Scotia Power has offered customers free 5-year credit monitoring in the wake of the breach. Although it's been filed, the class action lawsuit has not yet been certified in court. The Assembly of Mi'kmaq Chiefs has shot down any suggestion they'll cooperate with the Nova Scotia government initiative to crack down on illegal cannabis sales. A day after the province requested their help, the Chiefs releasing a letter today saying they were surprised and disappointed with the move and arguing the province does not govern their communities. Legal expert Wayne McKay was also surprised by the Attorney General's approach, saying it might be pushing the legal boundaries.
In that sense, it's not a clear violation. It's kind of a borderline case. It's not, for example, exactly like what President Trump is doing, where he's targeting specific individuals or specific operations, but it is a little close to that borderline, and that's really the concern there.
We are committed to building respectful and constructive relationships with the province's First Nations communities, and will continue to work collaboratively to ensure enforcement is carried out respectively.
Police won't say if they've conducted any cannabis-related raids or if they've got any planned in the future.
Good morning, everybody.
Get the Maritimes' top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
More than 450 young people in New Brunswick have accessed free licensed therapy through the organization Partners for Youth. At a fundraising event today, the program's director said that demonstrates just how needed the program's services are. That's why almost 300 people came together in Fredericton, including police, counselors, and politicians. Along with addressing the need, officials aim to make the service timely.
We'll connect them to services within 7 days is our goal, and we've provided literally thousands of hours of free licensed therapy for young folks. We cover transportation if needed. We'll connect them to their area of expertise. They have autonomy in who they choose to see as well as a therapist.
Program just entering its third year now. Today's fundraiser ensures it can continue into the future. New numbers are showing more homeless people in St. John right now than there were just a few months ago. This comes as the housing minister confirms the deaths of some homeless individuals in recent weeks. Here's CTV's Nick Moore.
The Waterloo Village area of St. John is the provincial riding for Housing Minister David Hickey, who has confirmed that people who are homeless have died in the area in recent weeks.
I did know two of them. There was, I think some of our community outreach organizations had confirmed that it was more like 4 in the last little while.
Hickey did not share information about the circumstances of each death, nor when or where they happened.
These are not easy lives to live, as the over 1,500 people that are living on the street in New Brunswick right now. They're difficult.
A city report to council earlier this week said 61 new people have become homeless in St. John since August. At that same meeting, St. John City councillors voiced frustration that a November 17th goal to have no tent encampments had come and gone, with people still living in tents around the city.
I understand, like, we put the dates on, and maybe those dates were too hopeful, and maybe we didn't have the right data to say. We didn't know what the acuity rate was. If we thought we only had 2 or 3% of high acuity, then yes, those dates would have worked. But that's not what we have.
Back in the legislature, the official PC opposition was critical of the provincial government on the homelessness file.
When you see that there are deaths that are happening, and all they can talk about is how they've put a task force in place and allocated money, I asked a very specific question. How St. John is asking for money to be able to help relocate people. How much have you spent? And there was no answer.
St. John City councillors rejected a staff recommendation on Monday that would have removed deadlines from its red zone encampment plan. Nick Moore, CTV News, St. John.
Nova Scotia company hosting a demonstration today illustrating how its technology can help reduce the risk of forest fires. BioBurn Pro's mobile system burns wood and debris left after a storm, turning it into valuable biochar. The air curtain burner incinerates a large amount of debris in a short period of time.
By doing what we do, we can eliminate a lot of the canopy fuels so that the fire, should it start, won't be able to climb up the trees and expand throughout the community quickly. So we're eliminating a lot of the fast growth opportunity for these wildfires.
Company has also expanded out west into BC and Alberta. Celebration of an iconic Maritimer to Halifax Curling Club tonight.
That all the things we learned to love about Colleen would no longer be fully present in our lives. Make no mistake, though, Colleen will find many, many, many ways to continue to show up in our lives. She has many times already for me, and I'm thinking probably the same for all of you.
This gathering at the Mayflower was a loving tribute to Colleen Jones. The legendary curler and broadcaster passed away last month at the age of 65 following a 3-year battle with cancer. Longtime friend and colleague Bruce Rainey said there was simply no one like Colleen, and her legacy will live on.
Tonight is where we celebrate a beautiful person and a certified Nova Scotia sporting legend. I think the term legend might be overused a bit these days, but in her case, 100 years from now, the records she set will still stand, and she's a legend for all time here in this province and in Canada as a whole.
Earlier today, hundreds of people gathered in the Halifax church for Colleen's funeral. The family says there will be a private burial taking place at a later date. You could feel the thunder from downtown Halifax tonight.
Might this be the moment? Scores!
Halifax Thunderbirds kicking off their home opener at Scotiabank Centre, taking on the Oshawa Firewolves. This worked out well for the home team, who won a decisive 10-2 victory this evening. A little over 10,000 people in attendance tonight, proving lacrosse continues to grow in popularity around here. Still to come tonight, Kalen's full forecast, and we'll tee up the annual Christmas Daddies telethon coming up very shortly on this very network in this very studio. Coming up next, though, Born of Grief.
Grief is confusing, especially for young children, which is why this book was created.
A book in memory of a little boy taken too soon in hopes of helping others deal with heartache. That story's next. Stay with us.
With Aaron and Peter.
Did you hear we're giving you 20 grand for the holidays?
Plus daily bonus prizes of $500 cash.
Listen for your keywords weekdays every 2 hours from 6 to 6.
6 months ago, a family in Bedford, Nova Scotia were devastated by the loss of their 3-year-old boy who was killed while playing outside with friends. Today, a book was published in his honor, aiming to help families deal with grief and loss. CTV's Vanessa Wright has the story.
The family of 3-year-old Maverick Brown has spent the past 6 months without him, and not a day goes by that his absence isn't felt.
Every morning is hard. It's tough to get out of bed.
Maverick was struck and killed while playing outside his Bedford home. It's been a trying time for his family, but in the midst of it, a beacon of light.
So I more recently just started writing children's books. And I had the idea that I wanted to do this for Maverick, so I messaged Joel and asked him if he would be okay with me doing it.
2 weeks later, the book was published with a goal to offer a message of hope.
The story, it reminds kids that it's okay to feel sad and it's okay to feel happy again. Grief is confusing, especially for young children, which is why this book was created.
And the book's title, 2 More Minutes, holds special meaning.
2 more minutes was what he would always say. If it was time to go to bed, it was time for a nap, if it was time to leave to go somewhere and he was doing something, it was, can I have 2 more minutes, Mommy? Or can I have 2 more minutes, Daddy? And that day, he said, can I have 2 more minutes to play with my new friends outside? And 2 minutes is all it took to take his life. It was all it took to bring him into this world. And it's just, I would give anything for 2 more minutes with him.
Knowing it would bring a smile to a face that is deeply missed and forever cherished. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Bedford.
Thank you, Vanessa. Time for a quick break. When we return, it's your complete maritime weather forecast. It certainly feels like a December night out there, festive in downtown Halifax. Kalen's forecast coming up next. Friday night, 5th day of December. A lot of us got a kind of a surprise when we opened the door today to head outside.
What was that, a little bit of snow on the ground?
A little bit of snow on the ground, a little blast of cold air in the face.
That was a vigorous cold front that came through. It did turn over rain showers for parts of the Maritimes over to some snow and did leave some amounts on the ground. And of course, there were higher snowfall amounts today in parts of the region that got into those snow squalls. Right. And that was especially through parts of Cape Breton, Inverness, Victoria counties. And everybody was feeling that cold air, continues to feel it tonight around the region. Now, a little bit of improvement tonight. night for the Maritimes when it comes to the winds. They have eased up. So the wind chill is not quite as biting as it was last night or through the first part of today. And we have this little ridge of high pressure building in from the west to thank for the easing of those winds. That shut down those snow squalls as well. We are left with a chance of flurries in Cape Breton over the next couple of hours. In the forecast for tomorrow, it is going to be a very cold start to the day across the Maritime region. There will be a chance of some flurries in the southwest of New Brunswick and the southwest of Nova Scotia in the morning and afternoon, and a chance of some flurries in the northwest of New Brunswick Saturday afternoon as well. Taking a look at winds in the forecast for tomorrow, they'll be out of the south and southeast for the region. They'll be lighter compared to today, so sustained 10 to 20 kilometers per hour, a few gusts between 20 and 30. Low temperatures for tonight, though, in a lot of cases in New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island and northern eastern areas of Nova Scotia, still well down into the minus teens. Other parts of the Maritimes, several degrees below zero. In the afternoon tomorrow, still cold in the north of New Brunswick with high temperatures between -6 and -10. Central and southern areas of New Brunswick with high temperatures tomorrow, mostly between -4 and -7, except between around -2 and 0 around the Bay of Fundy coastline. For Prince Edward Island tomorrow, the high temperatures between -2 and -4. And then in Nova Scotia for Cape Breton tomorrow, the high temperatures between around 0 and -2 in eastern parts of the mainland, so including the North Shore and the Eastern Shore, with highs between -2 and 0. Northern and central parts of the province with high temperatures mostly between -2 and +2, though -4 at Amherst. And in the afternoon, near 0 for the Annapolis Valley, heading down the South Shore and in the southwest of Nova Scotia, highs near 2 degrees for Bridgewater, 3 for Shelburne, and 2 for Yarmouth. Taking a look at the 7-day outlook for New Brunswick coming up on Sunday, it's a mix of sun and cloud. Fresh round of cold air arriving Sunday night into Monday. A potential snowfall for southern areas of New Brunswick on Monday. It's a chance of flurries for northern parts of the province. That's followed by a mix of sun and cloud on Tuesday. The next system arriving Wednesday and Thursday of next week. That one looks like it'll be a mix of snow and rain before temperatures get cold again into Friday with a chance of flurries. For Nova Scotia in the forecast, it's a chance of flurries on both Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures turn colder Sunday night into Monday. Snow in the forecast for Monday might be 5 to 15 centimeters for that province. A mix of sun and cloud follows for Tuesday. Temperatures warm up Wednesday into Wednesday night and into Thursday morning as the next system arrives, and that one looks like it'll be mostly rain. There'll be a chance of flurries after that on Friday. And for Prince Edward Island, the forecast, flurries in the forecast for Sunday. High temperatures near 0. Snow on Monday might be as much as 2 to 10 centimeters for the province. Chance of flurries Tuesday night, and then Wednesday night into Thursday. It's rain in the forecast, followed by temperatures getting colder again for Friday of next week. Bruce.
I guess we're well into it now then, I guess.
Yeah, we sure are.
All right. Wake up weather still to come. We'll step aside for just a couple of minutes, but do stay with us. There's more to come.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It's a holiday tradition that's been part of the Maritimes for more than 6 decades. The Christmas Daddies telethon broadcast from Halifax, Sydney, PEI, and New Brunswick this weekend, raising money for families in need right across the region. CTV's Stephanie Seacos has a preview.
The stage is nearly set for the 62nd annual Christmas Daddies telethon.
We have been busy since September getting ready for Telethon Day. We often joke that it's a marathon, not a telethon.
Each year, the telethon raises money for the Salvation Army to help families in need over the holidays.
So many families right now are struggling. You know, mom or dad are making a decision, do I pay my rent or do I give my kids Christmas? And because of the support of Christmas Daddies, we're able to say, we can help you with that. You don't have to make a choice.
There are lots of ways people can support, including through the 50/50 and online auction.
We have a really exciting Maud Lewis gingerbread house up for bid. We have lots of fun things for everyone to enjoy, including a rocker recliner from Nothing Fancy, a trip from WestJet.
While every year is full of top-notch talent, there's a lot to look forward to Saturday, including
Classified, Patsy Gallant from New Brunswick, and Tara McLean from PEI. Incredible lineup from Cape Breton, including Men of the Deeps, Bear McNeil's, lots of new faces, lots of familiar faces.
Stephanie Seco, CTV News, Halifax.
11 o'clock on CTV2. Don't miss a minute of it. Okay, time for one final break. Coming up, you'll meet a Halifax engraver who's gone off to the Golden Globes. First, though, it's your wake-up weather. It's a cold night in Antigonish. Look at this, minus 11 on this Friday night, just about midnight. Kaylin's wake-up weather is coming up next. Saturday morning upon us. Let's kick it off with a look at the wake-up weather and Kaylin Mitchell.
And like Friday morning, Saturday morning is going to be very cold across the region. The improvement is that it won't be as windy, but still morning temperatures, a lot of cases in New Brunswick, PI, north and eastern areas of Nova Scotia, in the minus teens to start the day, several degrees below zero for the remainder of the region. The afternoon sees a little bit improvement when it comes to temperatures compared to today, especially for parts of Nova Scotia, around the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island. Bruce.
Thank you, Kaylin. Well, a Halifax artist is getting a taste of Hollywood. The Artful Cut, known for her custom engraving, has been invited to the Golden Globes gifting suite. As CTV's Mike Lamb shows us tonight, this is a major spotlight for the small business.
I'm Jill Quinn Babcock, and my business name is The Artful Cut Engraved Glass. And I hand engrave glass and crystal pieces. I do wine glasses and whiskey, Christmas ornaments, sun catchers, crystal necklaces, all of those things. So I'm a visual artist, primarily in watercolor, with a portrait business and a member of the Canadian Society of Painters in Watercolor. So I've been doing art as a business for years. The process for this, everybody calls it glass etching, but it's glass engraving. What I do, I draw with a Sharpie marker, draw on the glass, and then I cut it in. I'm using micromotor and hand pieces, and I have hundreds of different bits that are diamonds, stones, silicone, rubber, all kinds of different bits that I put on the shades in various levels, which is extremely similar to when I paint, which is why I like it. So I can make things have depth and shadow, and yeah, it's actually extremely similar to painting. So I did get invited to the gift suites for the stars for the pre-show Golden Globes with the DPA gift suite company. So it's very exciting, very nerve-wracking as well. There I'm going to bring a smaller display of more of my higher end stuff, the crystal and the ornaments. And because we're East Coast Nova Scotia, I want to absolutely push East Coast Nova Scotia and Canada proud. I'm extremely proud to be invited to do this because I am getting to bring Nova Scotia to Hollywood.
Amazing work, Jill, and we're proud of you too. Okay, that's your late news for tonight. That's it for this week, as a matter of fact. If you joined us late this evening and like another look at any of our stories, you can always visit us online. CTVNewsAtlantic.ca remains your home for news. Updates all weekend long. I'm Bruce Frisco. Thank you for staying up with us. We leave you tonight with the names of all of us here at Bell Media. Have yourself a good night, a great weekend. Don't forget, Christmas Daddies tomorrow. See you again on Monday night.